And in our top business story, the International Monetary Fund has cautioned against plans to impose taxes on remittances and incomes of expatriates in the UAE and the rest of the Gulf Cooperation Council region. A policy paper published recently by the global organization said that imposing extra charges on money transfers in the Gulf would be highly regressive, given that the majority of expatriates have relatively low income. The paper added that it will encourage expatriates to resort to unofficial channels to send money back to their home countries and pose reputational risks for GCC states. The GCC region is one of the biggest employers of expatriates in the world and consequently a large source of remittances, which hit more than $80 billion in 2015. As of 2014, 5 out of 6 GCC states had about 11.8 million foreign workers on their payroll, with over 90% working in the private sector. With oil revenues on decline, Gulf states have been looking for ways to raise funds. The GCC governments have recently agreed to implement value-added tax (VAT), which will come into effect in 2018. Some GCC countries are also considering other forms of taxation, such as taxes on outward expatriate remittances, financial transaction taxes, and personal income tax on foreign workers. Some GCC countries are also reportedly considering the idea of imposing taxes on personal incomes of foreigners. Given that the combined earnings of expatriates are significant at about 52% of the GDP in the UAE and 7% of the GDP in Saudi Arabia, the revenue from personal income tax could be substantial. However, the IMF in its paper has warned that the move could lower the region's attractiveness as an expatriate destination and breach double tax agreements. Saudi Arabia's government has begun injecting large amounts of money into the economy, which could boost growth at the end of this year after a sharp slowdown due to low oil prices. Data from the kingdom's central bank showed that total deposits at Saudi commercial banks, which had been trending lower because of government spending cuts, jumped by 27.2 billion riyals in October to 1.610 trillion riyals, their biggest increase in over a year. Last month, Riyadh raised $17.5 billion in its first international bond issue, the biggest emerging market bond sale on record. Instead of expanding because of the bond proceeds, the central bank's net foreign assets shrank by $10.8 billion from the previous month to $535.9 billion in October, which, according to a report by news agency Reuters, shows that the government may have brought home a total of about $28.3 billion last month. Meanwhile, central bank data showed cash withdrawals from automated teller machines edged up in October, suggesting cuts to public employees' financial allowances might not be having as big an impact on the economy as some analysts had feared. In liquidation of the central bank's foreign assets brought them down 16.3% from a year earlier to their lowest since December 2011. They reached a record high of $737 billion in August 2014 before starting to fall as the government covered a huge budget gap caused by cheap oil. New findings have shown that China and the U.S. lead the way in generating the most out of their built assets, while Saudi Arabia and the UAE are placed 22nd and 24th respectively. According to a new study by project consultancy Arcadis, China's value gains between 2014 and 2016 was estimated at 12% and valued at $10.4 trillion. The U.S. was placed second, up 4% from $5.2 trillion to $5.4 trillion. The top-ranking Middle East state was Saudi Arabia, which has seen a 47% increase to $364 billion from $248 billion. Egypt came next with a 2016 value of $357 billion, and then the UAE was up 16% from the 2014 level of $302 billion to $351 billion. In absolute terms, the UAE value gains are less than some countries considered in the study. However, it equates to almost 50% of the UAE's total annual GDP, the sixth highest percentage out of the 36 nations considered in this year's report. According to the authors of the report, the UAE's performance reflects the level of investment that it continues to make in its real estate and infrastructure sectors as part of its 2021 vision. It also suggests that the country is performing very well when it comes to securing a healthy return on its capital investment. Rents for one-bedroom apartment in Dubai Marina have declined by the most among the freehold communities, while Arjan has registered the biggest increase, according to Dubai's official rent index for 2017. The Dubai Land Department, which now updates its rent index once a year instead of 3 times a year, completed the new update this month. According to a comparison done by a local website, the index reveals rates in Dubai Marina are down 22% compared to 2016, with leases starting from 70,000 dirhams to 110,000 dirhams per annum against 90,000 dirhams to 110,000 dirhams per annum in 2016. Palm Jumeirah is down between 3.33% and 16.67% decline, with annual leases between 100,000 dirhams and 155,000 dirhams. Rentals in downtown Dubai have fallen by 8.69% to 15.79% to 80,000 dirhams and 105,000 dirhams per annum, while Greens off Sheikh Zayed Road has registered decline 12.5%, with leases ranging from 70,000 dirhams to 90,000 dirhams per annum. When looking at less central areas in Dubai, rents in International City have fallen by 7.89% to 11%, with apartment leases starting from 35,000 dirhams to 40,000 dirhams per annum. Jumeirah Village has registered a 18.18% decline, with 2017 rentals between 45,000 dirhams and 75,000 dirhams per annum. Rents in Dubai's Silicon Oasis have fallen 10%, with rates ranging from 45,000 dirhams to 70,000 dirhams per annum, while Discovery Gardens is down 8.33%, with leases starting from 55,000 dirhams to 75,000 dirhams per annum.